How's it, legends? The swell you've been waiting for is here. Victoria Bay is going absolutely mental right now. Drop everything and listen up. Here's your full DailySwell SA surf check for June 05, 2026. Victoria Bay, Garden Route. You're looking at XXL big wave territory waves, 10.2 feet with a 10.4s solid ground swell. Offshore conditions, verdict, go. Best all morning before sea breeze kicks in. Dungeons, Cape Peninsula. You're looking at overhead waves, 6.6 feet with a 10.2s solid ground swell. Light onshore conditions, verdict, go. Best before 9 a.m. before winds build. Kommetjie, Cape Peninsula. You're looking at overhead waves, 6.6 feet with a 10.2s solid ground swell. Light onshore conditions, verdict, go. Best before 9 a.m. before winds build. Seaboard, you're looking at chest to head waves, 4.7 feet with a 9.9s, moderate period, light onshore conditions, verdict, maybe, yellow. Best before 9 a.m. before winds build. Blouberg, Seaboard, you're looking at waist to chest waves, 3.5 feet with a 10.15s, solid ground swell, light winds conditions, verdict, maybe, yellow. Best before 9 a.m. before winds build. Muizenberg, False Bay, you're looking at chest to head waves, 4.9 feet with a 9.9s, moderate period, light onshore conditions, verdict, maybe. Best before 9 a.m. before winds build. Supertubes, Jeffreys Bay, you're looking at solid overhead waves, 8.9 feet with a 10.45s, solid ground swell. Cross-shore conditions, verdict, maybe. Early morning your best bet. New Pier Durban, KZN, you're looking at solid overhead waves, 7.9 feet with a 9.15s, moderate period, cross-shore conditions, verdict, skip, red. Early morning your best bet. Now let's talk tides real quick. Here's what the water's doing today. Cape, Atlantic Seaboard, high 1800, 0.13 meters, high tide at 1800. Garden Route, high 600, 0.22 meters, low 1200, minus 0.87 meters, high 1800, 0.26 meters, high tide at 600, incoming swell, wave face should be cleaner. Low tide at 1200. Durban KZN, high 600, 0.71 meters, low 1200, minus 0.39 meters, high 1800, 0.7 meters, high tide at 600, incoming swell, wave face should be cleaner. Low tide at 1200. Use that to time your session. Offshore on a push is the dream. Today's top pick, Victoria Bay. XXL, big wave territory, offshore, go. Get in early. Which break are you hitting today? Comment below. And if we're not covering your local spot yet, shout it out and we'll get it on the radar. The models are showing something firing building overnight. Come back at 6 a.m. and we'll have the full breakdown. You don't want to miss this one. Shaka, DailySwellSA.